Slap peanut margins in a bag of potatoes, isn't that wonderful?
That's dedicated to someone who left a comment saying that I need to do some slowed down, yeah, what is it? Slowed down, lower pitched, crazy special effects versions of the slurp. So hopefully that will sound good after I put some effects on it. Anyway, that was the bag of potatoes I just got from the shop. Good thing about big bags of potatoes is save you a lot of money on your calorie intake, you know, because you get quite a lot of calories out of the potatoes and they're quite healthy for you. And so I'm a big fan of potatoes in general. I like them. Just boil them up, have a bit of tzatziki with them, whatever. Yeah, that's quite a random dish, but I did have that the other day actually. It's potatoes with tzatziki and sausages. I'm going to be more authentic going forward on my channel, I think, because last night I was watching some YouTube review videos of headphones because I was looking to buy some noise cancelling headphones, and just because my neighbours have no concept of what the word volume even means, and also for like travelling and stuff, I was thinking it'd be cool to have, because I always get seated right in front of the baby on the plane, so I was like, I've got to try and get some noise cancelling headphones, so to see how good they are. So I was like looking at different review videos, and all the people, no, this is going to sound really rude, but just some of the like review videos just like they were just so boring and so bland, and I was just like, oh. And then they tell like one little joke like halfway through the video, which is just like the worst joke in the world. And I'm like, my channel is so much better than everyone else's. Ego! He's got an ego! Tear him down! Yeah, anyway, I'm just messing around. So anyway, I was reading actually the comments from the recent video I did about the vital chord stabs or lead stabs. I can't remember what I called it now. Vital lead stabs. The complex vital lead stabs. And there was a lot of comments on trying to figure out what chord I made. And so I was like, this could be fun. I'm going to make some more weird chords and you guys have to figure it out. Actually, that's a lie, because I'm going to tell you what chord it is. But I did something cool in Vital, which maybe you guys will think is impressive. Maybe you guys won't think it's impressive. But basically, I thought, let me go ahead and try and create a specific chord rather than just like messing around with the pitches. I'll actually like try to make an actual chord. And the thing with Vital is it has obviously only 3 oscillators, and I thought if I want to make a chord with 4, what I can do is I can bounce out one of the saw waves and re-import it in the sample section. So that's what I did. So I wanted to create a minor 7th chord, and I've actually got the chord in F, so it's like an F minor 7th. I think actually maybe it went F sharp minor 7th down to F minor 7th. I'll have a look in a minute. But correct me if I'm wrong, but with like chord voicings, like once you got the voicing right, when in regards to what semitone, how many semitones apart the notes are, you can just like, you know, transpose that same chord up and down onto any key. So I basically made the chord in C. I made the C minor 7th chord first to make sure I got that right, and then I just moved the MIDI up to yeah, an F sharp and an F. But basically, the minor 7th chord is so it starts off for C, and then you go to E flat. So that I just count the semitones, obviously. So 1, 2, 3. And then the G is 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 and 7. And then the B flat is 8, 9, 10. So you've basically got a 0, a 3, a 7, and a 10. And then you've made a lovely little minor 7th chord in Vital. So let's have a look how it's. Well, you can have a little listen actually if you like. I did pray. I did pray this morning. Don't worry. I did play an F sharp and then down to an F. So but the whole chord is already, you know, built in. So I'm just playing the root notes of the chord here in the MIDI, you know. So with a bit of drums, perhaps. Oh, I'll tell you what. This is not going to sound that great because I ended up basically designing the patch without drums, so it probably won't fit to the beat. But it doesn't matter because you can change the LFO speed like however you like. So we'll just do this video like kind of freestyle without drums. But you can, yeah, the speed of the lead is irrelevant. You can always change that on the LFOs, you know. By the way, thank you for writing all of those lovely comments about music theory, because it actually inspired me to make this video. So, yeah, big ups. So anyway, by the way, not all YouTubers have no personality either. I just want to make that clear. I watch loads of YouTubers that I love. So I was just joking at the beginning. I'm not actually. Well, am I? Okay. So anyway, I digress. Digress, that's a great word. Really, really excellent word. It should be used more. So it's a CM7 Wonder lead, okay? And yeah, so what I did to get the voicing right was to create first a really long bounce of a lovely Vital saw wave initial preset. So I just took one of the initial presets, put it at 0. Made sure the phase randomization was off, and I bounced it out like just as a file, as a really, really long one. Like I went up to like 48 bars or something, 45, because I found that the sample section in Vital's not that great, and it won't like sort of restart properly. So it was easier to have like just one almost infinitely long note, so it didn't like suddenly the audio would cut out before when I did it with a shorter version, you know. So you just bounce yourself out a really, really long saw wave, and then you've got it like you just drag and drop the file into the sample section. So you've got like basically you end up with having 4 saw waves, right? So you can then create the chord. So yeah, I'll leave the movement on. Basically, I've just got a little pumping kind of saw down movement with it's a bit of a wub, you know, because it's got a bit of an attack, so it's a bit wubby. And the speed of that I modulated a little bit with another LFO, so the speed of the wub kind of like gets a bit faster and slower, so it's a bit more random. So that's why it didn't really fit with the drums in the end, but it just was fun while I was doing it. So okay, so that's the root note, okay, and bear in mind I've already moved it up, so we're composing the minor 7th chord, but the root note is actually going to be F sharp and then F, but the chord voicing is the same. So first we have the root note was a 0, and then we'll go up, like I mentioned before, 3 semitones, and the level when I imported the bounce into this part here into the sample section, the volume was kind of like different to the main to the actual oscillators, so you just have to match your levels, you know, so just match your levels in the best way that you can, and yeah, go from there. So we've got I've got a little volume automation on this one because it kind of like it makes more sense when the filter's added. Okay, but so number 3 is the 3rd semitone up, and then we've got the 7th semitone up, and then we got the 10th semitone up. And you see why I put the filter on now, because obviously it's a lot nicer without that like high end being on the whole time. So nice simple chord really, and yeah, it's a bit of work just to get that, you know, bounce out your little extra saw wave so you can have 4 to play with. Obviously there's other ways you could make the chords. You could like play them on the keyboard as well, obviously, but I was just toying with the idea of trying to create all of the chord, trying to create a chord that uses 4 notes all within this section here of Vital. So I thought it was just a little experiment really, you know. Yeah, so I filtered that. I've then the other cool thing there is then you can put the voices to 1, so you have this, and turn up the glide and the legato, so you've got a really nice I can even exaggerate that a bit longer, but you've got a really nice glide when the notes change from F sharp to F. So you've got a nice like kind of a gliding sound, so they'll all like glide nicely together. I'm not sure if that would exactly happen if I hadn't created the chord within Vital itself, so that's maybe one benefit of doing it. So that's what I really liked about this sound the most, actually. That's why I wanted to do the have two root notes. Yeah, so as I enjoyed that, I basically then enhanced it quite a lot with the chorus, kind of left the default settings, just turned up the mix, and that's it really, 20%. But that massively made a big difference for the quality. Reverbed it quite a lot, 30%. Left a fair bit of low ending on the reverb for this one, just because it's, you know, it's more of a lead sound, so I was going a bit more full on with the stereo effects. Little compressor to sort of boost the high end a bit, just the mix is quite low. We should label this compressor as something else because it's not really a compressor, but we'll call it the brightness, the OTT brightness boost. The delay, a little tail for the detail at the end. Then equalizer. Sometimes people, this is completely off the topic, but sometimes people come on to, oh, my mouse has just completely gone haywire. Sometimes people will stumble across my YouTube videos, and I wonder what they must think, really, because maybe they're like they're looking for like genuinely looking for like a cool sound, or they're genuinely looking for like how to make a sound, and then they come across me, and then they're like, yeah, that's great, but like, can you just tell me how to do what I'm looking for? And then they'll realise that I'm actually just some idiot on the internet, and then they'll be bitterly disappointed, I think, really, wouldn't they? So sorry about that. You know, if you're new to the channel, you thought you were going to learn something, and you thought I was going to like, you know, take it super seriously, then I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I'm basically just a bumbling idiot. So sorry, and just don't, you know, email me or something, because yeah, that'd be long. Sorry, I'm in a really weird mood today. Okay. People who already know me, they sort of know my personality and know that I'm a bit strange, and I think we can be friends. Right, so filter then next is basically I've done a phaser filter. Put a bit of movement in for the low mids to give it a bit of expression. And I've mixed it in only a little bit because it kind of like made it a bit too unnatural, too high up. I've done like a random bit of flanging because I like the word flange. Like a vibrato effect, really fast, you know. That fast vibrato makes the sound a bit more natural to me because it's a bit too like synth heavy, this one, because it's just sort of like 4 saw waves, right? So very synth oriented. So I find that when things are very synth oriented, you need to put more and more and more and more movement in to make it a bit like less annoying in a way. So that's what I was thinking about then. But yeah, that's basically it then, the CM7 Wonder Lead. I was actually looking at first doing a C minor ninth. Obviously, like I'll put this Vital patch in the next Pocket Rockets, I reckon, in the September's edition, because I'm going to do a minimum of 5 Vital presets a month on the €1 per month Patreon tier, and there he is shilling his Patreon. He only wants my cash. He doesn't really love me. No, I do love you, really, Tom. Yeah, just you, Tom. No one else. Just you, Tom. I don't even know if there's anyone called Tom. Sorry, I'm rambling again. So basically, long story short, is this one will go on Pocket Rockets, but yeah, I think it's cool that we've done a chord with 4 saw waves. That was just my sort of inspiration today. As I was reading those comments, I was like, oh, let's try that. And this is the result of that inspiration. Thank you. But I was like actually first Googling a C minor ninth, and then I realised it had 5. It needed 5 notes, and I was like, oh, I can't make that. I don't think I might have to use phase plant for that one. But maybe I'll do the next one in phase plant for a change. But maybe I can find some other chords that just use 4 notes. Obviously, there's sort of other ways. There might be other ways around it. You know, if I were to actually play the chord on the keyboard, but just if I had to use 1 note per sound generator, I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be limited to 4. This is some sort of crazy method where I can create another, use something else in Vartal to create another sound, which will be another note in the chord. I wonder if that's possible. The world is our oyster with this little synth, isn't it? It's really there's always something new to do. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling, and sorry if I offended anyone, but also I'm not sorry. And thank you very much. I love you all, even on my bad days. Yeah, so what more can I say, really? Thank you for being a part of the journey. We're almost at 6k. I never thought I'd reach 1,000 subscribers, to be honest, but it's been a lot of fun. I feel like I'm just sort of doing daily vlogs now of just like making a noise, and I'm surprised people are watching sometimes. But yeah, thank you. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.